to Blaze Radio Online here from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the quarterfinals of the Pac-12 tournament. Two teams have already booked their trip to the semifinal, Arizona and Oregon. That's our first game tomorrow. Now, two more games to decide what the other semifinal game will be. First on tap, we have the number 2 seeded Washington State Cougars and the number 10 seeded Stanford Cardinal. Alongside Jonah Krell and Walker Smith here to bring you this one. Jonah, Stanford coming off of a really emotional comeback last night. What type of momentum are they going to have coming into this game?
It was incredible to see what they did in that second half. They looked dead in the water against Cal. Cal was hitting all their three-pointers, and Stanford just could not get in any offensive rhythm. Spencer Jones and Maxime Reynaud both were quiet, but they made a late push down the stretch, pushed it to overtime thanks to some full court pressure and lockdown defense, and Spencer Jones and Reynaud really came through in the clutch towards the end of that game, and Cal, they just did not have enough at the end. So in terms of that momentum, I think they can ride that because they didn't even play that good in terms of their three-point shooting, and they're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the Pac-12. So to be able to win without that, that says a lot about what they can do.
Some headliners from that game. Spencer Jones finished that overtime matchup against Cal with 20 points on 6 for 15 shooting, and leading all scorers was Maxime Reynaud with 21 points on 7 for 17 shooting. They come into this one playing one of the better Cougar teams in recent memory. I mean, Kyle Smith just has his team operating on a different level this season.
And they're led by a really stingy defense. Washington State is the best defense in the Pac-12. They're only allowing 67 points from their opponents. The worst opponent, the best opponent field goal percentage in the entire Pac-12. They limit them to 42%. And they don't even turn the ball, they don't even force a ton of turnovers. They just play lockdown defense, led by guys like Jalen Wells, Andre Yakimovsky, Miles Rice. Isaac Jones is sort of a small, plays a small ball for a big man, or plays big for a small forward, excuse me. And it's impressive to see what they've been able to put together. It's a mixed bag of freshmen like Miles Rice and veterans like Jones and Yakimovsky to lead the way for this Cougars team. It's very impressive.
One of those freshmen you mentioned, Miles Rice, has really taken the Pac-12 by storm. Was named the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year this season for the year 2024, becoming the only Cougar to ever win that award. Coming into this game, he's averaging 15 points a game, just under 4 assists and 1.5 steals per game. He has been absolutely excellent. He was also named to the All Pac-12 first team along with teammate Isaac Jones. Jalen Wells, who you also mentioned, was a Pac-12 honorable mention. So they have a lot of All Pac-12 talent on this team.
They do. And in addition to that, Stanford comes in with their own pedigree in guys like Spencer Jones, who was an All Pac-12 player, as well as Maxime Reynaud, a Pac-12 Most Improved Player of the Year. So both of these teams have talent. Washington State has been able to put it together a little bit more than Stanford.
Coming into this one, Stanford, they're definite underdogs. They're the only team to upset a top-seeded team yet in this tournament in their win against Cal. What are they going to need to do to upset another team and a really good team in Washington State?
Well, I think what they have to do is they're going to have to win the rebounding battle, because Washington State is one of the best rebounding teams in the Pac-12 at just over 37 rebounds a game, and they limit their opponents to just under 32. That's a huge rebounding margin advantage in favor of the Cougars. So one, Stanford, they're going to have to rebound well, and they're going to have to shoot their threes really well, something that they struggled against Cal with. Let's see if they can improve on that, because, again, they live and die by the three. They need to do well from the arc.
Just moments before tip-off, let's get you set with the starting lineups for both teams. Out there for Stanford, they're going 2 guards with 3 forwards. It's Kanan Carlisle and Michael Jones out there on the wings. At the forward spots, we have Spencer Jones, Brandon Angel, and Maxime Reynaud rounding out that starting 5 for the Cardinal. For Washington State, it's Miles Rice at the guard position, and then 4 other forwards in Jalen Wells, Isaac Jones, Andre Yakimovsky, and Oscar Kloof rounds out their starting 5. Both centers in the middle, ready to tip off this third quarterfinal of the day, the third game of our quadruple header here on Blaze Radio.
This is where it all goes
And Walker, it's interesting putting in Clough, Oscar Clough, who's only started 19 of the 31 games he's played in. So maybe they're accounting for the size with Maxime Reynaud and trying to change things up there.
Yeah, they may be just trying to go big. Clough standing at 6'11", 255. The Cardinal win the tip-off, and it will be Stanford's ball to start this matchup. Michael Jones has it to cross the timeline for the first possession. Gives it at the top to Spencer Jones. Now swing Carlisle. Up top of the key, Reynaud hands off. It's Jones, kicks it to Reynaud inside off the slip screen, and on the way up he was fouled. And Reynaud comes up holding his right shoulder.
Yeah, that does not look good for Stanford.
Yeah, he's holding, he's gripping that right shoulder right up front. He might have gotten knocked in there. That is his shooting arm, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see if it affects him on these first free throws of the ball game.
Yeah, we don't want to speculate what the injury could be, but the shoulder is such an important part here in basketball, especially when it's on your shooting arm.
First shot is up and it rims out. Goes off the back of the rim and rolls forward, so that shoulder might have bothered him on that one. Still one more to go. Reynaud, one of the staples of this Washington State team, really locks it down in there, and he's not a bad shooter as well. Second one is pure, nothing but nylon, and those are the first points of the game. 1-0 Stanford. Cougars get their first possession. Rice with the ball on the left side, dribbles back to his right on the three-point, dumps it off inside, and Jones tried to slam it right on top of one of the Cardinal defenders but missed it. Rebound fell to Stanford, goes inside, finish. Great play from Brandon Angel to spin on the baseline and score. 3-0 Stanford. Wells has it. The Cougars' second possession of the game. Wells on the back cut, gets inside, goes reverse layup and finishes. Fantastic. That's actually Miles Rice with the finish there as he gets on the board. Reynaud thought about a shot, good pump fake, kicks out to Jones. He'll drive from the baseline, mid-range jump shot is good from 10 feet out.
Spencer Jones has a really good shooting stroke.
Now it's Jaden Wells, kicks it back to the top of the key. Isaac Jones. Now to the top of the key, it's Miles Rice after passing it to the wing. Forcing a man to the baseline. Sent it over to his right, to the right wing. Now inside, that's Oscar Clough, who gives it back out to Rice. He's guarded by Carlisle, backed out by Carlisle. 5 to shoot. Rice fires a three-point shot with Carlisle in his face. No good. Rebound Reynaud. He gives it off to Mullins. Mullins will bring it up. Excuse me, that's Carlisle. Brandon Angel on the left side. Gives it to Reynaud. He'll try a three with Clough right in his face. Couldn't hit it. Rebound falls to Yakimovsky. Wells goes inside. It's Clough. His first offensive touch of the game. Spins to his left. Goes under the basket. Goes up strong. And Reynaud got a hand in there and fouled him. Clough will be at the free throw line.
Interesting adjustment by Kyle Smith here, because usually the starting center for Washington State is Ruben Chinyelu, the freshman, 6'11", but they're changing things up here, and they're going with Oscar Clough, 6'11" center, the junior, trying to battle with Reynaud, who has a little bit more size than Chinyelu.
Clough, 66.7% free throw shooter, can't get the front end of the 2 shots. Little over 2 minutes gone in this third quarterfinal of the day. Stanford leading 5-2. Washington State coming out of the gates a little bit slow. Clough's second free throw is good. Make it 5-3, a low scoring affair here early. Carlisle off the full court press from Washington State, breaks it with on a good pass to Brandon Angel. Now back up to the top, Carlisle dribbles to his right. He's picked up by Yakimovsky, dribbles to his left, now back to Angel at the top of the key. He'll hand off to Carlisle. Goes inside, Reynaud at the right elbow, looking for a back cut, can't find it, gives it back to Carlisle. He'll dribble to the paint, goes to his left, thought about a fadeaway, goes up through contact, no call, can't get the basket, rebound tapped around. Finds the hands of Yakimovsky, who's looking to go coast to coast, gets it, can't finish the bucket, but gets the foul. He'll be at the free throw line. What great speed from Yakimovsky to go coast to coast there.
Yeah, Yakimovsky, he's been a veteran for this team in his senior year out of North Macedonia native.
And here comes your man you were just talking about, Ruben Chinyelu, the freshman, 6'11", out of Enugu, Agidi, Nigeria.
You nailed that pronunciation.
Thank you, Jonah. I'd be lying if I said I didn't practice it. Yakimovsky hits both the free throws actually, and ties this up at 5 apiece. A little under 3 minutes gone. Pretty good feeling out session here early in this game between these two sides. Stanford with the ball. Carlisle gets the long pass in the left corner. Dribbles between the legs, drives baseline, looking to go up and under. Can't, gives it back out. It's Jones. Michael Jones lays it up and in.
Michael Jones is a good role player for this team who can really hit the three-pointer, but they're in the paint. Good job.
Michael Jones notably hit that shot last night to send the game against Cal to overtime in one of the most spectacular games of this tournament so far. Wells has it in the left corner for the Cougars. He dribbles it over to the right side, gives it to Yakimovsky, who kicks inside Jones. Now a swing back around to Wells, who will fire a three. Can't get it to go off the front rim, but an offensive board from Chinyelu, who goes up strong. Can't finish it, but gets the foul.
That was a great pump fake. He got Reno in the air, and he had to kind of collide with him there. If you can get Maxime Reno in foul trouble, that could be a recipe for success for Stanford, or for Washington State, excuse me.
Washington State hasn't scored a field goal in the past 2.5 minutes. Notably, interestingly here, a lot of early whistles on both of these teams. These are the 5th and 6th free throws for the Cougars, while Stanford has also had 2 free throws up to this point.
Maxime Reno.
Chinyelu hits the first free throw. We'll have another one coming up. Bouncing it for the second one. It is up and it rolls through, all good. So he goes 2 for 2. Washington State starting 5 for 6 from the free throw stripe. 1 for 4 from the field, however. They've struggled getting shots, but they've gotten the whistles. On the left side, goes inside. That's Brandon Angel trying to back down his man. Gets it rejected by Chinyelu, but they're going to call, it looks like a goaltend. The ball was on the way down when Chinyelu got up there.
Well, not only that, Walker, it was off the glass, too. You can't block it once it goes off the window.
That is correct. It went off the window, so goaltend. Now Miles Rice will bring it up for the Cougars. Down 9-7 to Stanford currently, with a little over 16 left to play in this first half. Jonah, it's been pretty slow to start this one. A lot of games in this tournament have been really fast coming out of the gates. These two seem to be taking their time with each possession.
And there's been a lot of fouls racked up on either side. No one really getting in an offensive rhythm so far.
Ball inbounded to the corner. It's Yakimovsky. Dribbles it back out to the top. Will hand off to Rice. He'll dribble to his right, immediately double teams. Pivot foot steps inside. Can't get the floater to go. Long rebound. Tapped into the Stanford bench, and it's going to be Stanford's ball. And that'll take us to the first media timeout. Stanford doing the job early, up 9-7 over the second-seeded Washington State. We'll be right back. This is Blaze Radio. Welcome back to T-Mobile Arena for our third quarterfinal of this Thursday afternoon. Stanford leads 9-7 over number 2 seeded Washington State in what's been a slow start to this one.
It has. No one has really gotten into a groove of things. Washington State just 1 of 5 from the field. No one really hitting their threes yet. I'm interested to see, can Stanford hit their threes? Because if they can play with anyone, especially Washington State.
Winsu recently checks in for Washington State. Stanford gets the ball. It's Jones fires a free throw. A three-pointer. That's Spencer Jones. Can't get it to go. Rebound of the Cougars. They have it on the left side. It's Wells. Wells trying to give it to the corner. Now back up top. Rice with the pump fake. Goes in. Kicks back out. This time it's Wells. Fires a three-pointer. Rattles it in.
Jalen Wells is their sharpshooter. He leads the team 42% from 3.
He gets that one from straight on. Looked like he might have gotten hit in the face, while on the other end, the rebound off of a shot goes out of bounds. And it's going to go the other direction. It's going to be Washington State ball.
And that was in a fast break. They try to get it to Michael Jones, who is in rhythm. We know Jones can really hit it. We said it earlier. He hit the game-tying three-pointer to send it to OT. We know Stanford can hit threes. It's just a matter of delivering and executing. That was a good look. They just got to knock it down.
Max Merle checks in for James Keefe during the break. Cougars with the ball. It's Winsu with it at the top. Gives it into the free throw line. Chinyelu goes up with the left hand strong inside the paint and gets it right over Merle.
Really strong take from the freshman right there.
A lot of confidence down there inside. He's normally, right now, he looks like the biggest player on the court. On the right side, it's Carlisle. Dribbles to the left elbow, and he'll be fouled as he was trying to get inside. They're going to call it on Miles Rice.
2 from Washington State, Miles Rice, first personal, second team.
That's the second team foul on Washington State. Stanford only has one more to give. They're at 5.
Yeah, early foul trouble has been a theme. It was a theme in the UCLA-Oregon game, and now once again it's showing up. Guys just not being able to play clean basketball.
Carlisle will inbound it under the basket, a fresh 20 on the shot clock, 14:43 to go. Washington State has their first lead, 12-9. After the 3 from Jalen Wells on the last possession. Carlisle taking his time on the right, gives it to the top. It's Merle. He'll dribble to his left, looking for a back cutter. No one gets open. Now finds Carlisle with 5 to shoot. He backs out. Has Yakimovsky on him. Rises up for a shot. Gets stripped by Yakimovsky. And Wells comes up with it. Great defense from Yakimovsky to get his hand in there.
And again, it's not a great possession. You're forcing a one-on-one play with Carlisle.
Rice drives in with the right hand and finishes strong. He really is fast when he gets downhill, Jonah.
This freshman just plays with confidence, a head of steam like that. Straight line drive.
Largest lead of the game for Washington State, up 14-9. Going on a little bit of a run, a 7-0 run over the last minute and a half. Carlisle goes inside and sit back. What a play. It's Winsu who comes up with the block. He's looking to go coast to coast, drives in, can't get the bucket, but is fouled. What a play from Winsu.
Coming off the bench, and what is his job? It's to provide energy. Plays like that. Kamani Winsu is 6'7", 205, and he runs like a gazelle. I mean, it's just so fun to watch with those long strides. Coming in, 21 blocks. So he has a really long wingspan, and he's able to make plays like that.
Can't get the first free throw to go.
Checking into the game for the Cardinal, 15, Benny Healer.
Winsu shoots about only 61% from the free throw line. Averages not a whole lot of points per game, call it about 4.8, make it 5 if we round up in the scorer's sheet, but he gives a lot of effort down there low. He's really lengthy and a great defender as he hits the second free throw to extend the lead for Washington State to 6. Now checking into the game, it's A.J. Rohosi. Gives it to Spencer Jones. He'll drive to his right, looking to get around Yakimovsky. Goes up, can't get it to go. That one got affected by the shot. Down there again, it's Winsu with some good defense. Stanford really gone cold here. Kick out. Yakimovsky's going to try a three-point shot. It's short, rebound, tapped around. Finds its way into Rohosi's hands.
That's Benny Gieler. Gieler is going to the bench.
Geeler.
He provides a spark as the backup point guard.
Geeler dishes it, and a good baseline drive there. Well, that was Michael Jones who put that one in. Jalen Wells goes inside. Was looking for Isaac Jones. He loses the ball. Now goes back to Isaac Jones and slams it in right on top of Max Morrow's head.
On your head, young fella. Isaac Jones says, "Don't mess with me."
But that one stunned the crowd. Stunned silence here. 17 to 11, Washington State leads. Brandon Angel looking to go coast to coast. Goes to the left hand and finishes it. A good layup to settle Stanford down a little bit. Washington State has made 4 of their last 5, and that ends a long run from Washington State with that layup. Rice gives it to Winsu, looks inside and converts the bucket. It's Isaac Jones again who rises up and lays it in off the alley-oop.
And that's just not good defense by Stanford. You have Benny Geeler on Isaac Jones. Geeler's just 6 foot to Jones is 6'9". You can't have that matchup.
Geeler dribbling it, under 12 to play. Washington State up 6. Goes inside Geeler. He gets double teamed, dribbles across the paint, fakes the pass to his left, looks to his right, gives it out to Jones, who tries a 3, can't get it. That was Michael Jones with the triple. Rebound falls to the Cougars. Yakimovsky gets the pass, kicks back out to Isaac Jones. Now at the top of the key, they'll reset with Winsu. He'll hand it off. Rice will try a 3 off the handoff. Can't get it. A high bounce. Finds its way into the hands of Wells, who goes up, gets another rebound off the putback, and is fouled by Geeler on a reach-in. Washington State starting to wake up in their first game of the Pac-12 tournament. They currently lead 19 to 13 with 11:28 to go. We'll be right back.
17. Timeout on the floor. Blade Playground, one of the most playful bars, is open Monday to Sundays at the Luxor Hotel and Casino. Get tickets now.
Welcome back to Blaze Radio. These two teams, Washington State and Stanford, mirroring each other here in the opening 8.5 minutes. Both teams are 6 for 13 from the field, shooting 46.2%. The only difference here is that Washington State has a three-pointer, while Stanford is 0 for 4. And Washington State has shot 8 free throws and made 6 of them, and that's the difference up to this point.
Yeah, but Walker, I think the biggest difference for me, at least, Washington State 10 rebounds to Stanford's 4. In addition, 3 of those rebounds for Washington State are on the offensive glass. I said, as the free throw is missed, I said at the beginning, if Stanford can win the rebounding battle or at least be close, they have a chance in this thing.
Wells missed the free throw. Gieler brings it up, now gives it to the top of a recently checked in Maxime Reynaud after the quick break. Now Gieler has it on the right side, feeds Reynaud inside on the bounce pass, and he's going to be fouled. They're going to call it on Clough.
Fouls on 45 from Washington State, Oscar Clough.
And now with Max fouls, so he needs to stay out of foul trouble, and he can be aggressive with that length and get to the basket.
Clough picked up his second foul and immediately checks out as the inbound goes inside to Brandon Angel, who finishes right at the bucket. He's got 8 early points and is perfect from the floor, 4 for 4.
Angel is another guy who can score and create his own shot. I like that off the inbounds.
Cougars first possession after the media timeout. It's Miles Rice with it, goes to his right side, feeds inside. Winsu goes back up to the top. Jaden Wells has it on his left, drives to his left to the baseline, kicks out. That's Yakimovsky, a 3. He can't get it. Winsu with the offensive board on the long rebound. Rice dribbles up, trying to get past Stojakovic, can't get it. Stojakovic with some good defense, makes Rice pick it up, 10 to shoot as the pass out to Winsu to reset, 8 to shoot. Wells with it on the right side, dribbles to his left, kicks out. Yakimovsky with 3 to shoot, is wide open and hits it.
Wow. That was a great closeout by Benny Gieler, but Yakimovsky just drained it right over his hand.
Fantastic ball movement from the Cougars, extends the lead to 7 with 10 to play in the half. Brandon Angel inside, looking to bang bodies, and does. Is now 5 for 5 from the field with 10 points.
He has been really good at just using his size to his advantage. He's 6'8", 240 pounds.
Brandon Angel averages about 13 points a game, one of the better scorers on this team, as Winsu drives in and finishes right at the bucket to push the lead back to 7 for Washington State. Angel has it in the corner, gives it out. Gieler, who is just waiting. Rice has it on him, goes to the top of the key. Reynaud now kicks it to the left side. It's Michael Jones who goes reverse layup off the baseline and finishes. Stanford's made 4 of their last 5. Rice in transition, kicks to the corner. A corner 3 is good. His backcourt mate, Jalen Wells, the junior. Washington State now starting to wake up from 3. They've hit their 3rd triple with that shot from Wells. Michael Jones gives it at the top of the key, Reynaud, and they swing it to the corner. Angel will try and drive baseline, getting denied by Wells. Backs him down, no call right in there, and he's ran into on the layup, and he'll be at the free throw line for 2 shots. And Wells hit the deck on the baseline drive. No call, however, the only call was Brandon Angel on the shooting foul. He'll be at the line.
I like the referees just kind of letting them play, kind of old school basketball right there. Angel using his size, and the big man going to work early.
Is the first free throw. Brandon Angel, an 84% free throw shooter at the line, almost 85%, so it's an uncharacteristic miss from him. He also shoots over 50% from the floor, 56% to be exact, and is really efficient from all over the floor. On the second free throw, that one rattles out too, so he goes 0 for at the free throw line. Yakimovsky will push it after the rebound. Under 9 to play, Washington State up 7. Yakimovsky at the top, gives it over to Isaac Jones. Now inside, Winsu. Dribbling on the right side at about 15 feet out. Gives it now to Isaac Jones for the free throw line. Jump shot, and he hits it.
That's money right there.
Isaac.
Just find it to the middle of the zone, and he drains it.
Both of these teams have gone 7 for their last 7 combined. Stanford with the ball in the corner now. It's Stojakovic working on Winsu. Excuse me, that's Chinyelu he's working on. Goes inside, kicks it back out, Reynaud. Reynaud hands it back off to him. Stojakovic trying to drive, just cannot get past him. Goes up with the left hand, can't finish. Fantastic defense from Chinyelu on Stojakovic. Cougars coming down the floor. 8 to play, up 10 after the bucket from Isaac Jones on the last play. Jones has it, now kicks out the fake shot from Winsu. He'll drive in off the pump fake, no shot. He's going to be called for a travel as he dragged his pivot foot on the pump fake, and that'll take us to the under 8 media timeout. Washington State starting to get really hot from the floor, shooting 55%. We'll be right back. This is Blaze Radio.
We got Dylan.
Washington State leads the Stanford Cardinals today. Washington State really showing some poise defensively, Jonah.
They are, and granted, give Stanford credit. They're still scoring the ball. They're still shooting it at 53%. But I'm just looking at these possessions, and Washington State is wearing them out defensively. They got bigs that can just slide their feet so well. Stojakovic enforced a tough layup, and they continue to make Stanford shoot late in shot clocks. They're not giving them anything easy. And we know Stanford is not as good as Washington State, but they're making them work for it. And Stanford's still hanging in there. They've hit 4, 5 of their last 7 field goals. But this is an uphill battle against a really good, lengthy team in Washington State. And I think Washington State, because of their length and defensive pressure, they're a great matchup and a tough one for the #1 seed, the Arizona Wildcats, if they make it all the way to the championship.
You highlighted at the beginning of our broadcast, Washington State, one of the best defensive teams in the conference, holding opponents to only 67.3 points per game. And opponents only shoot 32% from long distance. Stanford has yet to make a 3 in this one, so those stats holding true as Gieler brings it up for the Cardinal. Hands off Spencer Jones at the top of the key, swings left. Gieler looking for Reynaud inside on the mismatch, does give it to him. He's pushed out to the corner, dribbles down to the baseline, kicks out. Now a shot. It's Stojakovic who hits it. There's that first 3 of the game for the Cardinal to cut the lead to 7.
And can that really give them the momentum they need? Because they are so good at shooting from 3, they just need 1 to open it up.
After what started to seem like a really slow game, this game has really opened up scoring. Both teams have made 4 of their last 5 field goals as Stojakovic almost steals it away. Kick to the corner. Is good on a 3-point. It's Yakimovsky who caught the ball from the wing and shot it and answers right back. Gets the lead back to 10. 7 to go in this first half. Maxime Reynaud gives it to the left side. Gieler, he'll drive to his right, kick out Reynaud. A 3-point shot off to the left, no good. High rebound finds Chinyelu. Isaac Jones dribbles under the basket, goes up strong over Reynaud, can't get it, but there is Chinyelu with the rebound who puts it in.
That's another second chance point and another offensive rebound. That's number 5. They just cannot keep them off the glass.
Stanford has yet to record an offensive rebound as well. That's been the main defense. Washington leads in the rebounding department 15-5. Been a lot tougher down the stretch as Spencer Jones gets fouled on the floater on the left side of the basket. He'll be back at the free throw line.
That's a good drive by Jones. Washington State is playing a very good zone defense right now. I believe it's a 2-3, and they're flying around all over the place. They're really rotating well and providing help. And Spencer Jones doing a good job because Stanford is so good at hitting their 3s, and Washington State is daring them to do it. Stanford just needs to get going because we know they have that capability.
Spencer Jones misses the first free throw. Couple substitutions as Carlisle and Brandon Angel come back into the scored
in the conference. They need to hit them when they have the opportunity.
They've struggled from the line up to this point, only 1 for 6. Isaac Jones gives it to the top of the key. Now swing to the right side. It's Yakimovsky, hits a second straight 3-point shot. It's a 15-point lead for Washington State, largest lead of the ball game.
Man, has this ballooned in a flash. Yakimovsky with so much length, has that.
Nice. Up to Angel. That shot was taken by Isaiah Watts, who recently checked into the game. And we're going to have a foul in the corner right in front of the Washington State bench. It's going to stay with Stanford as the ball went out of bounds.
Stanford has to keep pace with Washington State. We just saw it's an 8-0 run for the Cougars. In a flash, they can put points on you.
Washington State up 15 with 5.5 to play. Michael Jones will inbound it right in front of the bench. Gives it to Angel at the top. He'll swing it to the left into the corner. It's Spencer Jones, goes behind the back, trying to back down Isaac Jones. Goes to the right, cross paint, can't get the rebound, but Brandon Angel's there with the follow. He's been the best player for the Cardinal up to this point, as what a move from Miles Rice to fake the pass, and has a free lane and lays it up and in. Rice has 6 points on 3 for 5 shooting.
He's playing like the Pac-12 freshman of the year.
Playing extremely well. Washington State has made 8 of their last 10 field goals as Carlisle will try a 3. No good. Long rebound finds Watts. Watts pushes it up to Rice. Washington State almost shooting 60% from the field in this half after starting out slow. It's Watts. He's picked up by Spencer Jones on the left wing. 15 to shoot. Swings the ball around. This ball goes around the horn, finds Miles Rice. He'll dribble it to the top. Goes over. Jay Wells try a long three. That one's well short off the front rim. Rebound Angel. Washington State up 15, a little over 4 to play in this first half. Angel fake shot, gets the lane, drives in and tries to slam it right over Watts. Can't get it to go. In transition, Rice dribbles across the paint and he'll back it out to the three-point line. Goes into the corner. That's Yakimovsky. Goes back to Rice, and Rice will reset. He'll look for Isaac Jones inside, immediately doubled, swing around the horn. Yakimovsky tries a three-pointer, can't get it to go. It's short, rebound tapped around, finds Jalen Wells trying to go back up through contact, can't get it. Rebound corralled by Spencer. And we're gonna have a quick whistle as it looks like Michael Jones might have taken a shot to the face through all the fighting for the rebound, but with that break, we'll hit immediate timeout as we're at the under 4. Washington State leads 39 to 24. We'll be right back.
We take a human and we put him on a skateboard and we push him down the court.
Back in for the Cougars, number 31, Kamani Winsu.
We'll get your reset here as we come back from the media timeout. Under 4 to play in the first half. Washington State leads 39 to 24 over Stanford. Stanford with the ball. Recently checked in. It is James Keefe who hands it off.
Jones, another piece for them that can. Jones, another role player in that starting lineup that can attack and create his own shot. An opportunity here. Again, they've struggled from the free throw line to start things out, but they need to hit these.
Michael Jones hits the free throw to convert the and one. Stanford now 2 for 7 from the free throw line. Their field goal percentage really isn't that bad. They're shooting 48% from the field, but from 3, they're only 1 for 8, and the free throws have been abysmal as well. Just not taking those extra point opportunities, as well as being out-rebounded by just about 11 rebounds at this point. It's Winsu on the right side of the court, inside the three-point line. He's going to go to work and gets the friendly roll right over Merle.
That is a pretty finish right there from Winsu, just spinning and hooking it in.
That's his 5th point on 2 shots as Stanford turns it over on the other side. Rice drives across the paint, kicks it out. Michael Jones gets the steal. He'll push the pace, trying to go right through Wells, and he gets rejected from behind by Winsu. It'll go out of bounds and stay with the Cardinal.
Kamani Winsu has had his fingerprints over this entire game, just getting so many deflections, blocks. He's scoring as well, making a complete impact, the sophomore guard from France.
He's only played 11 minutes, but he's got 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 5 points on 2 for 2 shooting from the field. He also has 2 blocks to go along with it on the defensive end. The inbound is tipped and broken up. Guess who it is? It's Winsu who comes up with the ball. Now Wells, he'll drive in, kicks out. Watts trying to drive to his left, gets denied by Spencer Jones. Now Isaac Jones gets it on the right wing. He'll drive in, inside the paint, kicks out. Winsu will try a 3, he is well short. That's not really his shot. And now it'll be Stanford pushing the pace really quickly as Gieler tried to go coast to coast, but he loses it off his leg out of bounds. Another turnover from Stanford. That's 3 turnovers in the last minute and 4 seconds, Jonah.
They have to play clean basketball for a chance in this one. And they have to start hitting their 3s and rebound. That's really the 3 keys for them.
They had played clean up to this point as Watts tries a 3, can't get it. Michael Jones gets the board. It's their 3rd turnover in the last minute. They only have 4 for the entire half. Not closing out on the best of turns. Washington State leads by 14 with 2 to go. The pass inside is completed, and the layup is good. That's James Keefe who gets on the board with the left hand. Under 2 to play, 12-point lead for the Cougars. Yakimovsky dribbles to his left, picked up by Spencer Jones, trying to drive baseline, gets denied, kicks it out, Isaac Jones. Picked up by Keefe. Looking to back down, Keefe on the left side of the court. He'll swing it to the other side. Fake pass from Watts, drives in, goes up, can't get his pass to Winsu to go. It's tipped away by Spencer Jones. Now pushed up the pace. Into the corner, Michael Jones can't get it, goes off the back of the iron.
Those are the ones that they need to hit in transition. A good kick from Benny Gieler, and Jones, a very capable 3-point shooter, needs to hit those.
Those are the type of shots that went down yesterday. However, Michael Jones only hit the 1 3-pointer yesterday, as important as it was, as Washington State takes a timeout. We're going to keep it here. This seems like a timeout to kind of talk about how this is a really good opportunity to go 2 for 1 if you're the Cougars.
Yeah, this is the chance to finish the half very strong. Washington State has done it in a very team effort balanced performance. Yakimovsky leads the way with 11 points, and your freshman of the year in Miles Rice only has 6, so a lot of balanced scoring. 5 players have at least 6 points, so they have it really working well. They're shooting it at 50% from the field, and like you said, the 2 for 1 is there if they want it, but still 1:16 left on the clock. A lot of time here to do something.
1:16, Cougars up 12. If they're going to try and go 2 for 1, they're in all likelihood going to get a shot at the end of the shot clock here. That would put the clock at about 40 seconds and force a shot clock on the Stanford next possession. Cougars with the ball. It's Wells. He'll drive in, fires up a shot, and it's good. Jalen Wells quickly into the shot clock. Now 1 minute left. Looks like about a 32-second difference between shot, actually a 22-second difference between shot and game clock. Gieler on the right side, taking his time. Now Stanford has a chance to go 2 for 1 if they want to. Keefe gives it back to Gieler. He'll drive to his left, trying to spin off Winsu. Dishes it inside. Keefe, he'll go up with the left hand, and that is sent to the backcourt.
I don't know. That looked like it was on the way down as Gieler missed another 3-pointer. That looked like it was on the way down to me.
I'd have to look at it again, but right now it looks like just an emphatic rejection from Isaac Jones, who sent that one all the way to the Pac-12 logo. Stanford got the rebound and put up a shot that airballed, so a shot clock violation, and the Cougars will have the ball. 1 second difference between shot and game clock, 20 seconds on the game clock. Jay Mullins, who recently checked into the game, has the ball. 15 to shoot. Continuing to dribble it out. This will likely be the last possession of it. Gets a screen from Isaac Jones. Dishes it to Isaac Jones on the dump off, and he dumps it off inside to Winsu, who puts it in. 1 second, shot goes up, no good. And that'll end the first half of play. A good run from Washington State, their largest lead of the game, up by 16 as we're through 20 minutes here in T-Mobile.
Jared Haas was furious at the ref at that final possession. He came on the floor after that bucket and almost interfered with the play. He's still out on the court, and he is not happy. I don't know exactly what he's furious with. It might have been that block with Isaac Jones, but regardless, a disappointing first half for Stanford. They had their opportunities from deep, and they just couldn't hit them. 1 of 10, and partly that's them getting good looks and not being able to hit them, but also Washington State is the best team in the Pac-12 in three-point percentage defense. They do a great job of defending the three. So if anything needs to change for Stanford, they need to hit their threes in the second half, and they don't have to panic. We saw what they did yesterday against Cal, an 18-point comeback in the second half. So a lot of time left here in this one still, Walker.
I'll leave you with this note. However, a comeback is possible. Washington State, when leading at halftime, are 19-0 this season when not leading. They're 4-7. So if Stanford's going to come back, they're going to have to do something no one's been able to do to Washington State this season. Cougars lead 45-29 as we're through the first 20 minutes of this quarterfinal. We'll be right back. Jonah Krell will be on the call.
Welcome back inside tier 10 seed Stanford Cardinal, 45-29. Jonah Krell on hand with Walker Smith. And Walker, Washington State really down.
After going down a little early in the first couple of minutes, they were down give or take 5 or 3 in that first 3-4 minute span. They started to put really together a complete half of basketball. They played incredibly well offensively, shot over 50%, made 5 threes, made 66% of their free throws, went 6 for 9 from the stripe in a game that saw a lot of fouls, but also played great defensively. Had 3 blocks and 3 steals, forced turnovers. They just had a complete half.
It really got away from Stanford towards the end there. What do they need to do to try to turn things around?
Well, firstly, they just have to shoot better from long distance and from the free throw line. They're shooting 2 for 7 from the free throw line. The refs have made it clear they've called this game a little tough. I've gotten a lot of fouls in that first half. We'll see if it continues. And they have to be tougher on the glass. They're being out-rebounded 22-13 right now. They have to get big, get tough, and come down with those defensive rebounds because the second chance points are killing them.
We'll see if they can mount a comeback. They did against Cal, the second largest in Pac-12 tournament history. But like Walker talked about before we went to break, Washington State 19-0 this season when leading at halftime. And here the Cougars start out with the ball from left to right in their all-white unis and red trim. Isaac Jones has it at the top of the arc over on the left side to Andre Yakimovsky. Now they work it around, back to Miles Rice on the right side. Carlisle dribbling up the left side. Over on the top, Maxime Reynaud. They're working to Michael Jones on the right wing. Defended by Yakimovsky. A bounce pass inside to Reynaud. Defended by Clough. Bounces into the lane. A little hook with the left hand goes. 45-31 Washington State inside the first minute of action.
And he's someone who was really quiet in that first half. That was his first field goal made. He went 0 for 2 and only made 1 of his 2 free throw attempts with only 1 point in that first half.
Reynaud was limited with 2 fouls in that first half. Here's Clough spinning on Reynaud off the glass, too strong, and a rebound by Brandon Angel. Angel brings it up the floor. Stanford in their all black uniforms and red trim. Up top to Reynaud, drives on Clough in the lane, and a foul on the ground as he was driving. A foul on Oscar Clough, the 6'11 junior center. So once again, they roll out Clough, but yet again, they bring in Ruben Chinyelu pretty quick, just like they did in the first half.
It's been a pretty good strategy. I mean, they've limited Reynaud, who they're really the main force of offense for for Stanford. He scores 15 points a game as their leading scorer.
Reynaud in the corner, a pump fake. Now back to the top of the arc. Swing it to the left corner. Carlisle too strong on a 3, tapped around, and Miles Rice grabs the board. Rice speeding up into the front court, now backs it out on the left wing. It bounces into Chinyelu on the block. Backing down Angel and putting up the right-handed hook. Chinyelu using all 245 pounds on Angel, powering his way inside there.
Chinyelu, he's been a really good 6th man here today. You mentioned it, Clough started this game, but Chinyelu's played the majority of the minutes.
Cougars up by 16 as Angel spins in the paint, and he traveled with it. Took a vacation as Isaac Jones was defending him there.
Yeah, looks like he just dragged that right pivot foot as he was trying to spin around the basket and lay it up.
47-31, 18 minutes here in the second half. Isaac Jones has it at the top of the arc. Over to Miles Rice, bounces it in to Chinyelu. Once again, backing down Reynaud. The right-handed hook, automatic, it drops in. Ruben Chinyelu getting going here. He's now got 10 points in the game, an 18-point lead here inside 3 minutes of this second half.
He's already doubled his average for the season. He's got 10 points, averages 5 points a game.
Great performance so far from the freshman center from Nigeria. Michael Jones has it high, right side of the circle. Top of the arc here with Maxime Reynaud. Passes it to Spencer Jones, 4 on the timer. An 18-footer in and out on the jumper, and a rebound by Wells. Miles Rice quickly ahead into the paint, puts it up, no good, but he got a foul.
My goodness, is Miles Rice quick. I mean, he gets from the half court line to the baseline in maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds, with just 3 or 4 strides, it seems like.
Gets past anybody with ease. You put your head down for a moment and he's at the basket, and he's now at the free throw line.
Rice, he averages about from the stripe. Not the best three-point shooter, though. He's under 30% from beyond the arc. Most of his game is a lot of slash and kick and some good passing.
Rice goes 2 for 2 at the line. He was named the first Washington State player in school history to win Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. Cayman Carlisle has it between the rings. Over to Maxime Reynaud at the right wing. Spencer Jones defended by Rice. Now at the free throw line, Reynaud defended by Chinyelu, who spins, puts up a right-handed hook, no good, and it's snagged. 3 Cougars went up for it, and Miles Rice, the smallest one, came away. Defended by Jones on the left side.
That's just the aggressiveness the Cougars have come with on the boards. Everyone swarms to the basket once the shot goes up.
They're just playing with so much more effort than the Cardinal right now. Isaac Jones spinning on Spencer Jones. The fadeaway is pure. What a shot.
Man, Isaac Jones, he can make that shot. He can make it from anywhere in the mid-range. He's the leading scorer of this team, and that's the reason why.
Washington State up by 22. Stanford hasn't scored in nearly 3 minutes. In the corner, Spencer Jones a 3-ball, and he connects. That ends the drought.
Another player who's been quiet today, that's only his second field goal. He's got 5 points on 2 for 6.
Spencer Jones had a 20-point performance yesterday against Cal. He needs to get going for them. They're down by 19 now. Chinyelu has it at the free throw line into the corner. Yakimovsky probing, back out Rice. 10 on the timer. Rice gets the screen from Jones, crosses over on Angel, and over to Yakimovsky. 4 on the shot clock. Yakimovsky, top of the arc 3, doesn't hit a rim, only the glass, and a rebound by Carlisle. Carlisle from right to left, lobs it up at the rim for Reynaud, but that pass was off target, and Yakimovsky comes away with it. Over to Rice, down the baseline, into the corner. Wells a 3-ball, yes! Washington State cannot miss here in the second half, 56-34 with 15:20 to go.
It's their first 3-point.
As he missed, and on the carom, Chinyelu is down holding his arm. As we reach an under 16 media timeout, Chinyelu gets helped up by his teammates. Hopefully he's okay. It's a 56-34 lead for the Cougars here. We'll be right back here on Blaze Radio.
Magnificent structure in
Back inside T-Mobile Arena where it is all Washington State. They lead it 56-34 over the 10-seeded Stanford Cardinal. They've hit 4 of their last 5 from the field. Just feels like they are running away with things right now.
Yeah, they've outscored Stanford 11-5 in the first 5 minutes of the second half. They've continued the momentum they built at the end of the first.
They work it into the corner. Yakimovsky back up top with Winsu. Over on the right side, Miles Rice calling out for a screen. Stanford in a 2-3 zone here. Rice trying to attack it. 10 on the timer. Rice defended by Michael Jones. Drives, hangs, and hits. Beautiful mid-range jumper from Miles Rice.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is just so fast and he can jump so high. He can create a shot from anywhere.
Even Carlisle was trapped along the baseline, dropped it off for Reynaud, and he flicks it up and in. 58-36 here. 14:30 to go. Cougars leading.
It seems like Stanford came into this half and really wanted Reynaud to be more aggressive inside. It's just he hasn't been efficient with his looks.
Isaac Jones has it high on the left side. Over to Winsu. Right side of the circle. Dribbling on Angel. Crossover. 5 on the shot clock. Fires it over to Wells. In and out on a three-pointer. And a rebound by Reynaud. Cayman Carlisle brings it up the near side. Carlisle on the attack, put it up, no good, but a foul on Kamani Winsu.
Fouls on number 31 from Washington State.
Cayman
Kamani
Carlisle,
Winsu, first
the
personal,
freshman
second
guard
team.
from Atlanta, Georgia, scoreless so far tonight on 0.
2 rebounds and 2 assists to go for it, and gets on the board as he makes the first free throw.
He did not play a ton in the second half against Cal yesterday. Benny Gieler off the bench played 22 minutes compared to Carlisle's 20. Carlisle is the normal starter,
Carlisle
but
super
Gieler
team
came in and provided some spark plug minutes off the bench as Carlisle hits both free throws, makes it a 20-point ball game.
And it's been an uncharacteristic game for him. He averages 12 points a game. He only has 2 up to this point after the second free throw.
Rice left wide open from the top of the arc, misses on a 3. Rebound Spencer Jones.
Looks like out of the break, Stanford switched to a 2-1-2 zone. The Cougars found the hole and they just missed a shot.
Brandon Angel in the corner, his 3 ball is off the mark. And Maxime Reynaud tried to snag it and could not corral the board, frustrated with himself as it went out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a tough rebound to grab. He had to go up with one hand because his
Good defense here by the Cardinal, extending beyond the 3-point arc. Winsu attacks the zone in the lane. A floater is off the mark. Rebound though by Jones. Back out to Yakimovsky in the corner. A fresh 21 on the shot clock. And back out to Rice, who's circulating on the perimeter.
It's a 7th offensive rebound from the Cougars.
Rice driving on Michael Jones. Back out with 5 on the shot clock. He lost the ball on the drive, and Carlisle came away with it from right to left. Here's the Cardinal. They lob it up inside to Reynaud, but it's tipped back out by Jones. And here comes Jalen Wells on the breakaway. Inside to Winsu, and he puts it up and in, plus the foul.
Count the
Wow,
basket.
what a play. Fantastic recovery. Isaac Jones, little undersized going up against Reynaud, but on the inside pass, just jumps behind him and swats the ball away right when it gets to Reynaud's hands, forces the turnover and a good transition bucket from Winsu.
That's the 7th turnover by the Cardinal, and Washington State has converted off those. They have 9 points off of those turnovers. Reynaud to the bench, and in comes Max Merle.
I believe James Keefe also just entered the game for Stanford as well, looking for a spark off the bench.
Winsu off the mark on the free throw. 60-38 Washington State, 12:40 to play. Spencer Jones has it on the right wing. Gets a screen from Keefe. Stop the dribble in mid-range. Over to Keefe. A handoff back to Spencer Jones. He fires a 3. All chords right there. Spencer Jones now with 8 points in the game. Brings the deficit to 19 with 12:20 to play.
He's having himself a good half so far. A couple triples to fall.
Kamani Winsu backing his man down. They swing it around on the perimeter. Jalen Wells has it. Hounded by Michael Jones. Stop the dribble. Back up top to Miles Rice. A scissor dribble defended by Carlisle. A crossover freed up. The jumper no good. And Jones corrals the board. Jones trying to lead the break. And he stopped the dribble at half court. Over to Carlisle on the right side. Came in Carlisle. The freshman trying to work on Winsu. Back up top to Keefe. Keefe on the right wing. Now to Angel, who fires on a 3-ball. Off the mark again.
Brandon Angel was really hot to start this game, had 12 early points, but hasn't been able to buy one since about halfway through that first half.
He's 0 of 3 from 3-point range. Stanford as a team, 3 of 15. Miles Rice has it in the right corner, back up top to Jalen Wells. They swing it over on the left side. Now a bounce pass into the short corner. Winsu, who whips it over to Rice. Wide open on 3-ball, but hit back rim. Rebound by Carlisle. Here comes Cardinal. Michael Jones has it on the right side. Over to James Keefe, looking. Now they swing it into the corner. Carlisle, defended by Rice, trying to make a move. Gets a screen from Keefe, stops an 18-footer, yes! Damon Carlisle, his first field goal of the game. And now Stanford trying to get some buckets, string them together.
Carlisle kind of gave a little shrug after the ball and like, finally I get one to go. Maybe that'll spark something for the guard.
60-43, Washington State leading. Kamani Wensu driving on the smaller Carlisle, back up top to Rice. They swing it on the perimeter with Jalen Wells, who lobs it into the paint with, Chinyelu lost the ball as he was backing down Keefe. A turnover, and here comes the Cardinal. Carlisle kicks it into the corner. Spencer Jones, a 3-ball, got it. Spencer Jones hits another 3-pointer. He's 3 of 4 from deep, and it's an 8-0 run for the Cardinal. A timeout by Washington State. 60-46, Washington leading with 10:23 to play. It was only a matter of time before their threes would start to fall, Walker. And here they come.
And those threes have come from Spencer Jones. They've made 4 of them in this game. 3 of them have been in this half, all coming from Mr. Jones. He's 3 for 4 from beyond the arc, and after having a quiet first half, has 11 points up to this point.
So they cut the deficit down to 14 with 10:23 to go. We'll be right back after this break on Blaze Radio.
Real simple. All you got to do is weave those hula hoops.
Welcome back here inside T-Mobile Arena. The Stanford Cardinal are making a little bit of a run, an 8-0 run to be exact, on the 2 seed, the Washington. The Cougars lead it 60-46 with 10:23 to play, and some substitutions for Stanford as they're applying a full court press with Benny Keeler, Max Merle, Andre Stojakovic, who got the steal. Stojakovic put it up off the rim. It bounces off, no good. Spencer Jones and James Keefe complete the 5 on the floor. A turnover they couldn't convert. Yakimovsky open for a 3, around and off. Rebound by Merle.
Washington State, they've got a lid on the basket now, haven't scored in almost 3 minutes.
Merle has it left side of the circle. Handoff to Stojakovic. Trying to penetrate, defended by Yakimovsky. The 2 Andres going after each other. Benny Keeler now has it, defended by Wells. On the left wing, trying to get it inside to Spencer Jones, and a foul as Jones was battling for positioning with Winsu.
number 12,
And I
Isaiah
don't
Watts.
really know what
First
switch
personal,
flipped.
third team.
For Stanford,
Timeout.
we're going to have a timeout on the floor. I think another
All right, we
media,
got the
but
Stanley Cup
it's
Challenge.
interesting
As
how
you
Stanford
know,
has kind
the
of
Vegas
flipped the
Golden
switch in the
Knights
past 3
won
or
the
4
Stanley
minutes where
Cup.
they just
And
started
here to
making
celebrate
every
that
shot.
game,
They're just making
I
their
know
open
everyone will have
shots
the
now.
opportunity to
They're
sip
4
out of
for
that
16
cup,
from 3, but 3
these
of them have come in this
contestants,
half.
if they win,
It's
get
going to
their
take a lot more, though.
own
You look at the
Stanley
score,
Cups to
60
sip
to
out.
46.
All right.
There's still a lot of
We
time
got
left in this one,
Eddie
Walker, and they
and
put in some subs like Yakimovsky and Benny Gieler, who are providing a little bit of a spark with that full court press. And I think as soon as Kyle Smith saw that, he saw that and said, we need a timeout and we need to regroup here.
Yeah, Washington State, they just need to regroup and think about trying to stop the bleeding, trying to reset yourselves. These back-to-back media timeouts are really going to help them out to calm down, maybe try and cool Stanford's shooting down a little bit. As, I mean, they've gone on a 12-2 run in the past 5 minutes, 8-0 in the last 2.5, as you said.
And the Cougars have not scored in 3 minutes. Washington State, led by Andre Yakimovsky, 11 points. Jalen Wells, 11 points. Miles Rice with 10, and Ruben Chinyelu with 10. It's been a very balanced scoring effort, and we didn't even mention Kamani Wensu with 9 points. They're shooting 49% from the field, but if you look at the three-point shooting, both of these teams have struggled, but Stanford, they are the ones that really rely on that one, and they need to start hitting.
They really do, and they've come from Spencer Jones in this second half. He's made 3 threes. That's 75% of the ones they've made. They've only made 4 of them. But what's really been an interesting part is how their main scorers aren't really scoring for Stanford, and they're not all the way out of this game, but with Carlisle only scoring 4, Raynaud having a really bad game, only 5 points on 5 shots, with no three-pointers made, 1 for 2 from the stripe. It's been a real struggle for them, for their main guys to score.
Yeah, this is a team that has 5 scorers, 5 players in double-figure scoring. They're one of 7 major teams, major conference teams in the country to have that balanced scoring with 5 players in double figures. But Maxime Raynaud, the Pac-12 most improved player, only with 5 points. Spencer Jones, who is leading the way with 11 points, and Brandon Angel with 12 points. So 2 double-digit scores. Let's see what they can come up with out of this timeout as both sides come out on the hardwood here.
It also helps for the Cougars to be getting as much offensive production from their big defensive players in Chinyelu and Wensu. Wensu has 9 points, Chinyelu with 10, totaling close to, along with a couple other players, about 19 points off the bench for those two combined.
Gieler inbounds it to James Keefe, and it's deflected and stolen by Miles Rice. Rice, the breakaway, and the slam with one hand. The freshman going up and slamming it down.
I mean, I'm just so impressed by his speed. He might be the fastest player in the conference, and Andrews for UCLA might have something to say about that.
Backdoor pass, and Spencer Jones finishes with the reverse layup. Good find from Benny Gieler to respond. 62-48, Washington State, 9:15 to play, and they tried to break the press, and a kick ball on Max Merle right there with the red Under Armour shoes.
An interesting trend that really kind of started this mini comeback that Stanford's put up is that when they switched at about the 16-minute mark to that zone defense where they ran a 2-1-2, Cougars, they had a couple of open looks off it, but they haven't been able to convert them consistently. The change in defensive philosophy that Stanford has presented them has really made them struggle, as Rice is going to take a timeout off of that zone press out of the inbound.
Rice, as soon as he crossed the timeline, he was double teamed and he had to call the timeout. 62-48, they lead it. A 30-second timeout by Kyle Smith. Cougars coming into this one, the number 2 seed. They're ranked 22nd in the country, and they're on the heels of making the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2008. That is the second longest drought among major conference schools, second only to DePaul, who I know Kevin Malater, our other broadcaster here, is a fan of. He's not going to be happy I said that, but Washington State is on the heels of making history for this program. And they're trying to close out the Cardinal here, who are not going away just yet.
Yeah, and I mean, the Cougars are trying to do something they've never done in this tournament. They've never even made it to the title game in this Pac-12 tournament. The last time they made it to the semifinals was that 2008 season, so it's been a long time and looking for some tournament success and a tournament berth.
After the timeout, back in action, Jalen Wells open for three. His three-pointer is pure. Right off the timeout, they connect. 65-48, under 9 minutes to go.
They had really cooled down from beyond the arc in this half, having only shot about 17% before that three went in.
Keefe under the basket, kicks it back out. Stojakovic drives down the baseline, and he's fouled. Looks like by Jalen Wells. That is the fourth team foul by Washington State. Wells, that's his first of the night. Here comes Oscar Clough in for the Cougars as Wells goes to the bench. Gieler inbounds it to Keefe, and they swing it around on the perimeter to Stojakovic. Back to Gieler in the corner, defended by Clough. He drives baseline. Gieler stuck under the basket, looking, kicks it back out to Morrow, but he slid his foot out of bounds in the corner.
Yeah,
another turnover.
A little bit of a wet spot down there in the corner. He was just trying to pivot off that really nice back cut to bail out his teammate. Just slipped into the back in a full court press from the Stanford Cardinal. Backs off.
Turnover number 9 for the Cardinal. Miles Rice has it at the Pac-12 midcourt logo. And he dribbles over to his right side. Into the corner, stop the dribble. And up top to Jones, who gets it back to Rice. A crossover on Spencer Jones. Rice into the lane, bounce pass to Isaac Jones, who floats up a hook shot, and it bounces off the rim 3 times before it goes through the cylinder. 67-48, Washington State under 8 minutes here.
It's the third player of the game for Washington State that reaches double figures. Isaac Jones has 10.
Stojakovic pulls from mid-range and an air ball. Too strong on the jumper. Miles Rice brings it up the near side, and he slows it down at the top. They have all the time in the world here, up 67-48. They swing it. Rice on the right wing, up top to Clough. Clough looking with 10 on the shot clock, trying to find Rice. Rice gets the ball, speeds into the lane. The left-handed layup goes. He's got all sorts of finishes in his bag tonight.
I mean, he is just a pure slasher, Jonah. He goes in the middle of the paint, goes up with the left hand so quickly, but also with a great touch off the backboard to make sure it doesn't bounce off.
Rice now has 14 points in this one. A bounce pass in the paint to James Keefe, who hooks it up and in. 69-50 Washington State, and a timeout by Stanford. Actually an under 8 media timeout here. 69-50 with 7:03 to play. We'll be right back here on Blaze Radio.
Match the aces.
Welcome back here in quarterfinal number 3. We got one more game here tonight. It's going to be the number 6 Utah Utes versus the number 3 Colorado Buffaloes. And right here, the number 2 seed, the Washington State Cougars, are still dominating, 69-50. One moment here in this second half, it looked like the Cardinal was going to make a run, but Washington State quickly silenced that one, and they are cruising.
Yeah, Stanford went on a little 10-2 run there earlier in this half, but then Washington State, after a couple timeouts, regrouped, and they went on a run of their own. They just went on an 8-0 run, have made all of their last 4 field goals, and have just really kind of silenced Stanford after they tried their kind of last push to get back into this game.
Just like the number 1 seed, the Arizona Wildcats, the number 2 seed, the Cougars, are winning right now in blowout fashion. Seems like they're on a collision course.
You'd think so, but there are a couple teams in the nightcap game here tonight that'll have something to say about that. A really good Colorado team and a spectacular Utah team, which you and I saw last night.
Yep, the winner of this game will face the winner of that game, Colorado or Utah. So stay tuned for that. Walker Smith and Kevin Malater will have the action for you. Winsue is left all alone on the left wing. They work it around. Rice at the top, calling for a screen from Chinyelu, driving right side, lobs it high off the glass, but doesn't hit rim. Rebound loose, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Washington State.
Yeah, they're going to say Raynaud, when he was trying to fight back for the rebound, knocked it out of bounds before Rice picked it up.
Jalen Wells checks back into the game for Yakumovsky. Winsue inbounding under the basket, looking for someone, gets it to Wells in the left corner. Back up top to Jones and over to Rice. Rice defended by Angel, now right wing to Winsue. 10 on the shot clock, a skip pass to Wells on the left wing. Rice now at the point. Rice looking, gets a switch with Raynaud on him, pulls up, the jumper grazes the rim, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a tough shot for Rice. He's given up a lot of height, actually given up about 10 inches in that matchup against Raynaud. Tough shot to get over him.
69-50. Washington State still leading with 6:10 to play. Cardinal now in desperation mode. Michael Jones at the top, now left wing to Kamen Carlisle. Looking to get it inside. Raynaud has it, defended by Winsue. Raynaud, they attract the double. A skip pass, Stojakovic on the right side. His three-pointer all air, and it goes out of bounds off of Raynaud.
Stojakovic not doing too great from the field. That's what feels like his second air ball today. He's only got 3 points. Shot the ball 5 times, only made 1 of them.
On the season, Stojakovic just shoots it at 32.7% from three-point land, and he goes to the bench. Coming in, Michael Jones.
Someone who's been really quiet this half, Brandon Angel, who scored 12 points really in the first 8 minutes of this game and hasn't had a bucket in this second half.
And a full court press here by the Cardinal, but a great job of getting it out of the corner, and they bring it into the forecourt. Isaiah Watts on the left wing in a straitjacket, tried to find Miles Rice, and he threw it away out of bounds.
It's good pressure from the Cardinal. If they're going to start a comeback, it's got to start now. 5:45, down 19. You got to go on a really good run here if you want to stay in it.
They came back from 18 down to defeat Cal in overtime yesterday, but that was over a longer amount of time, that comeback. And they have less time, and they just committed a turnover. Michael Jones tried to find Angel, but he was moving in the opposite direction.
That's turnover number 10 from the Cardinal today.
10 turnovers. Cougars have 8 themselves.
And realistically, Stanford, they're actually below average on their turnover, as they're going to say Rice actually stepped onto the court before inbounding it, so it'll be Cardinal ball. But Stanford, as I was saying, they average 13 turnovers a game, so only 10 for them up to this point isn't all too bad.
Angel drives inside on Watts, puts it up, no good, but a foul on Watts. So Angel will go to the free throw line.
Number 12 from Washington
Yeah, I
State,
mentioned him a little earlier, and since that first half where he had 12 points, shot it 8 times, made 6 of them, along with 4 rebounds, he has been silenced in this second half. He hasn't made a bucket. He's 0 for 2, both of which have been 3-pointers, only 1 rebound, has a couple of assists. as he can't make the first one, still has a lid on the basket.
Back into the game for the Cougars.
He has been a solid contributor consistently on the season for the Cardinal. Second on the team in scoring, just under 13 a game. The senior forward from San Diego, California, has gone cold here in this second half. He now gets set for his second free throw. A deep breath, bends the knees, and the shot goes down. 69-51 Washington State, 5:28 to play. Rice to inbound with more full court pressure. They get it into the corner, Yakimovsky. He's double teamed and passes it over to Wells on the left side. And a handoff to Rice, who walks it across the timeline. On the far side, gets right past Carlisle, skips it over to Wells, and they lob it inside. Chinyelu put it up, but we got a foul on the ground first.
I think they're going to call it. I can't quite tell who they're going to call it on. They're going to call it on Reynaud. I guess they're going to say he held Chinyelu down low before the shot went up.
So an inbounds here after the foul. Wells almost lost his balance out of bounds. Tried to find Yakimovsky. Deflected out of bounds by Michael Jones for the Cardinal. And it stays with the Cougars. 5:10 remaining.
Washington State going through their own little scoring drought right now. They haven't scored in about 2 minutes.
Wells defended by Spencer Jones. Wheeling into the painted area, and he gets fouled. This time it's on Spencer Jones, his second foul. Overall, Stanford has committed 4 of them as a team in this half. They get it into Isaac Jones with 5 minutes remaining. Jones trying to shake on Angel, and they get it back out on the perimeter. Yakimovsky attacks in the lane, and he puts it off the glass and in.
There's a name we haven't really called much this second half. He had 11 in the first half of play, but in this second half, that's his first bucket.
And it brings it to a 20-point lead. On the other end, they lobbed it inside to Reynaud, and he was fouled. 6-team foul by the Cougars, one more, and Cardinal will be in the bonus. A quick inbounds from Carlisle to Jones, who went cutting into the lane, went up with the shot, and was fouled, so he'll go to the line.
Spencer Jones has really given Washington State all he can really give them. He's been lights out in this second half and now at the free throw line.
Jones, he has played the most games in Cardinal program history, as he can't connect on the first one, in and out. 5th-year senior from Roland Park, Kansas. He's got the talent. He could have transferred somewhere else, but he has stayed with Stanford as he hits the second one.
Averages about 11 a game, so he's got that average here today. Also leads the team in steals and is a pretty good shooter from the field, shooting 42.7.
Another full court press, a 19-point lead as the Cougars break it into the forecourt. It's Miles Rice on the far side. Rice between the circles, gets a screen, bounce pass, Isaac Jones in the lane, kick it out. Yakimovsky drives down the baseline, bounce pass to Chinyelu, but stolen away by Spencer Jones. And Jones will bring it into the front court and over to Carlisle straight away. 4:15 to go as Carlisle snakes around a screen, stops at the left elbow over to Angel on the corner, and he lost the ball. So another turnover by Stanford. Rice now controlling the offense near the half-court logo. Rice attacks, kicks it back out. Jones hangs in the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Second attempt wouldn't fall as well, and Angel grabs the board. Cardinal quickly ahead. Michael Jones left wide open for 3 on the right wing, and off the mark again.
And those are the shots that just haven't fallen for Stanford today. Some easy opportunities throughout the game they've missed.
Over 3 minutes without a field goal for the Cardinal. They work it inside. Isaac Jones puts up the shot, no good, but he got fouled on the way up. Still, the Cougars are leading 71-52, 3:26 to go, and under 4 media timeout here from T-Mobile Arena. Welcome back here in T-Mobile Arena. Jonah Krell on hand with Walker Smith as the Cougars are looking to put the finishing touches on the Cardinal here in this quarterfinal matchup and advance to the semis in this final Pac-12 tournament, where Washington State has never reached the title game. But this year, Kyle Smith has cooked up something special. A 23-8 record on the season. They have done so well, really surprising people. They were picked 10th in the conference preseason poll, but they have really pieced together a great team, played team basketball, leading them to this position that they're in right now.
Yeah, the combination of the scoring from Isaac Jones, who's at the free throw line, the emergence of Miles Rice as an incredible freshman, along with just the really solid play of Yakimovsky all year, a deep bench. It's one of the best teams Washington State has seen in a long time. They came into this Pac-12 tournament with matching their highest ever seeding. They've only ever been seeded number 2 once, and that was back in 2007, and are looking to make, or are on the cusp of making their 4th semifinal ever as a program.
Jones hits both free throws. Pretty impressive, like you said, Walker. Everything that they're putting together. Carlisle rises for 3, short, hit the front of the rim, and Rice flies for the rebound. Miles Rice, 14 points, now 6 rebounds and 6 assists. The star redshirt freshman from Columbia, South Carolina. Here's Clough battling inside with Keefe. Spins, a left-handed hook, no good. Almost caught him with the dream shake as it goes out of bounds and will go to the Cardinal.
He's going to be a really, really good player for Washington State for the near future.
Clough's a junior, though. He doesn't have a ton of time left, but he is providing them some good minutes off the bench.
I was talking about Miles Rice.
Oh, excuse me.
No, we were talking about Rice.
We were not on the same
not
wavelength
on the
there.
same page. No.
Well, hopefully they can keep him.
Yeah. You know, with all of the conference issues and Washington State being one of 2 members of the PAC next year, we'll wonder what those rosters will look like start of next season and what that schedule will even look like coming up. But if they're able to keep him around, he's going to be a really good player for Kyle Smith's team.
And it's a shame that the Pac-12 is breaking up just as Kyle Smith is leading a resurgence of this program. In his 5th season, 92-69 overall in his tenure.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty steady rise for this team. When he, in his 2nd year in 2020-2021, he went about 500, went 14-13. Then they advanced to over a 20-win season, going 22-15 in the 21-22 season. Fell off a little bit last year, going 500, 17-17, but had a chance to match their highest win percentage ever with 23 wins this year. Just an incredible rise from them.
Spencer Jones got a steal on the breakaway. Jones flying in and scores off the window and in. Spencer Jones breaks a 2-minute and 19-second scoring drought. Cardinals still battling here, down by 19 points with 2:12 remaining. Isaac Jones has it on the left side over to Winsue straight away. Cardinal in a 2-3 zone here. Yakimovsky dribbling up top. They work it on the right wing to Wells. Defended by Jones. 5 on the shot clock. Fade away. Isaac Jones shoots and scores.
How many times has he made a shot like that, a difficult mid-range fadeaway? He's just really silky from out there.
Right as the shot clock expires, Isaac Jones with the silky smooth jumper.
I'll tell you what, Jonah, regardless of who this team plays tomorrow in either Colorado or Utah, as Spencer Jones hits another 3, it's going to be a really good game regardless. You have the really good veteran team in Utah going up against Colorado after just destroying Arizona State last night, one of the best games they've played all year. And then Colorado with KJ Simpson and crew can beat anyone in this conference.
There's great guard play across the league. Miles Rice, Davon Smith for Utah, KJ Simpson, like you mentioned. Here's Jalen Wells stopping in the paint, shoots in and out on the jumper, but a rebound by Wells, and he puts it back up and in. Still fighting until the end. Isaac Jones now with 16 points and grabbed his 6th rebound right there. Another offensive rebound, by the way. That's the 11th by Cougars compared to 4 for the Cardinal. Brandon Angel inside. A left-handed hook is swatted away but they'll call it a goaltending. Isaac Jones thought he had another block, and now he will get subbed out as here comes the bench for the Cougars with their fans standing up here at T-Mobile Arena applauding the starting effort. Jay Mullins comes in, Ben Olsen as well, and AJ Rohosi. A lob pass all the way into the front court here as they back it inside. Back up top to Mullins. And into the paint, Winsue drops it off and in. Great pass from Ben Olsen, the redshirt senior, who has not played yet this season. An assist to Winsue. 79-59, 20 seconds left. Spencer Jones, a left wing triple, got it. Spencer Jones is not going away quietly in his last game as a Cardinal with 22 points on 5 of 6 shooting from 3. But that'll do it as they dribble out the clock. 79-62, Washington State wins it, and they advance to the Pac-12 semifinals.
Yep, their 4th semifinal in program history. And Jonah, if I had to put my money on someone beating the giant that Arizona has been in this conference, it would be this team. They already beat them once this year. Their top 25 team, and they just showed how good they can be when they're on, when their guards are on, when their forwards are on. They get scoring from the bench. They can beat anyone in this conference, and that includes Arizona.
It was complete team basketball for Washington State. They had 5 players in double figures in scoring, led by Isaac Jones, who had 16 points and 6 rebounds. Miles Rice with 14 and 6 rebounds and 6 assists as well. So they really get it done, a team effort, and they can be dangerous not only here in this tournament, but in the NCAA tournament, the big dance. That's the end of the line for Stanford as they walk into the tunnel near us. And we want to thank you for joining us here on this broadcast. Once again, the final score, 79-62, Washington State wins it and it advances to the Pac-12 tournament semifinals. And stay tuned for the final matchup of the quarterfinals. Walker Smith and Kevin Malater will have the action as the number 6 seed Utah Utes take on the number 3 Colorado Buffaloes in about 30 minutes. That's it for us. For my partner Walker Smith, I'm Jonah Krell signing off. Have a great rest of your night.